Right, I want to interrupt you boys because coming into work Tuesday morning, bank holiday weekend, I've never known two blokes buzz as much as Jim Kilfoyle and Andy Northey, and that's after the Selkirk Sevens. Who will I start with? Andy, start with you. How good was it?
Well, for me, whilst it was tremendous, the performance all the lads put in, I think on the back of that, it was that the expectancy. I mean, let's be honest, I didn't really expect them to win. I was hoping they'd win. I was telling them they'd win. You know, we'd done a couple of sessions beforehand, and, you know, if we're going to make the effort to go up there, let's win it. But it was the way that the lads, you know, it was a very young side. There was a couple of older lads in it, and they took the lead from them. And I think it was from the way, I'm really buzzing from the start of the tournament, how they started well and grew and beat a side in the final who were, you know, a well-established seven side and battered them really, 61 points to 7. So tremendous day with a lot of young lads producing on the day. Tremendous.
Jim, you just said to me as you came into the club this morning that given all the years you've been involved in rugby, that the Selkirk Sevens, this win was as good as anything else you've been involved in.
Yeah, it was one of the best days ever. I mean, Andy's got it right. The lads, the experienced lads, particularly Craig Short, led the way. But then there were lads there who just were absolute quality. Dave Strettle, Matthew Rhodes, Neil Starling. You can go through. The best thing was the lads who've been exposed to the first 15, those three, and with Lee Starling as well. They were core. But the other lads, the lads who have not touched the first 15 at any stage, the lads who have been members of the under-21, some of them not even first choice starters, they just grew as it went through. And to see a young 18-year-old bursting to come on in the final against this Fijian outfit who caused a very experienced seven a lot of troubles last year, to come on, as soon as you come on, to nip over and score, which is Charlie Spon-Smith, somebody that no one will have heard of. It was just immense. It was immense to see a bunch of 22-year-olds or younger, Barvin Shorty, take on a very, very big winning seven-side in Gala and beat them by 35 points, and then take on a really big Fijians who specialise in sevens under the guise of the Royal Scots or the Army or whatever nomenclature they take, and they just drove into them. They just didn't give them any space, and they were just so keen for it that these Fijians just didn't know what hit them, and it was just an immense occasion.
To what extent then will this occasion have enhanced the name of the Rotherham Titans?
I think it keeps on consolidating it, doesn't it? I mean, we in between times we faced another seven side, didn't we, Andy? Another specialist seven side in the semis, and just swept them away. And I think it just shows you the level at which this club's performing at now, after a good performance against Edinburgh, followed by a very good performance against a strong Munster side with 10 of the Irish camp in there as well as Australia, and then we go with what is a young side to Selkirk, which is the oldest of the Scottish Sevens, and it's one of the biggest, and to come away with it having scored 200 points in 4 matches against men. I'm still buzzing about it.
Andy, what does this say about the under-21 season to come? Because as Jim was just pointing out, most of the squad were the younger lads. Yeah. So it must make you feel really, really positive about the season to come. I mean,
certainly. I mean, it was tremendous to see that. It just makes you realise that, you know, the good work that has been done with these young lads, that they are able to produce when they're mixed in gradually with older and more experienced lads. I mean, the likes of Tom Eaton, Lee Blackett, Neil Briggs, who's very young, Charlie Spon-Smith, again, very young, Tom Rice, who had limited experience last year but never played with any of the senior players, trained with them. Just shows that those lads have worked hard in the summer and are capable of producing performances. So, I mean, it's a tremendous advert for it. I think the belief that they showed really was the big thing. That, I mean, coming towards the final, some of the younger lads, you could see there was a little bit of doubt because, you know, they tend to put the Fijians on a pedestal a little bit, and the Fijians had been playing well through the tournament, but really after 1 minute of that final there was only going to be one winner, and it was Rotherham, who we just swarmed all over them and never gave them an inch of breathing space. And the good, you know, there's young lads coming on and being physical with these Fijians. They weren't standing off them at all, they were throwing them about and being physical, and if there was any stand-ups or messing about, we were straight in and, you know, sorting it all out. So tremendous day, good weather. Rhodesy made a little speech as well after the final.
So and the fish and chips in Jed Forest.
Oh, and then we had with our expenses money, we all piled into a chippy in Jed Forest and had fish and chips to celebrate.
But Jim, the first piece of silverware of the season. I'm saying the first. I hope it is the first of one or two other pots. But what 2 magnificent trophies.
Well, they are, and particularly if you look upon it, there are now 4 English clubs in 100 odd years of the Selkirk Sevens have won this trophy, but there's only 1 English club has won it twice ever, and the others are the very established clubs, as you'd see. Northampton, Wakefield when they were the best sevens in the country, and Nottingham when they were a Premiership side full of internationals. And we've now won it twice on the trot. And the other thing is the player of the tournament award. Now, if you look on the names on that, virtually everyone is an international. They were an outstanding figure in the time, including, of course, Dave Scully. The winner of it this year is Neil Starling, which, you know, Neil couldn't get. Neil was an academy lad at Worcester who couldn't even get near their first team, and it shows you how that we judge players a little bit better. In that Neil Starling now can win man the tournament, and there were top quality players playing against them.
Jim, Andy, thanks a lot. What a cracking start to the week.